When I was overseas, a friend came to join us. We were travelling in South America, and I remember I kept talking about this Ben, you know, you've got to meet this Ben and all of this. So I was really intrigued. Ben and I met at Einstein's pub at Deakin University. We first started talking about starting to introduce kangaroo into my diet, and I was on my high horse about going out and harvesting my own meat and da-da-da-da. And of course, Ben had the equipment to make that happen and had a property. I think our first camping trip, he had his dad's ute that he threw a mattress in the back of. In true Ben style, you know, I think I rocked up in my hiking pants, you know, had a sleeping bag or something. He rocked up in a jeans and a jumper which was full of holes, you know. But he was just so focused on his passion. I think he took me out to start looking for growling grass frogs or something. And then kind of the rest was history after. So we moved into his house in Croydon. He owned a house, and my mum fell in love with Ben from day dot. When she learnt that he had bought his first house at 21, she was so blown away with that. And then we had plans to move up to Queensland. It was just fun. It was that lovely phase of your life where everything was just fun. And we were living in Longreach, and he organised for us to go away gem hunting for a weekend. The panning tin, and he must have poured some of the rocks and mud and all that into this pan, and then as I was shaking it, this ring appeared. And of course I was like, it's a very shiny ring for something that's been underground, you know, for thousands of years. I was clearly not thinking, and then looked up and there he was, this big grin on his face, you know. He was so proud of himself that it had all gone as planned. I just feel like he had all these different layers to him. So being that sort of romantic and being quite considered in some of his gestures, just part of him.